Beautiful morning it is. What a beautiful day it promises to be. What can you do to help make this day even prettier? Make Okay. What can you do to help make this day a lot better? I'd like for you to do me a favor. Get that pen ready, get that paper ready, get that pencil ready, and get your red carpet ready. The reason I want you to get your red carpet ready is because we're fortunate enough here in the Oklahoma City area to have thousands of people that have never been to Oklahoma before. Thousands of people that will be coming by different parts of our city. I want to invite each and every one of them to come to the east side where they can see the progress that has been made, see the need for us to make sure that we have a city council person down there representing Ward 7 so that they can see the need and the growth that has happened right here in Oklahoma City. So sit back, don't relax, just get your pen ready, get your paper ready, because there will be a lot of events that we will be talking about during the course of this. Those of you down in Waxahachie, Texas, I hope that you got us on the computer. Those of you up in Seattle, I hope that you have us on now. Don't call me, I'll call you after this show. But great things are happening in Oklahoma. Great things are happening in Oklahoma City. Getting ready for this big parade of the Centennial Parade. Getting ready for the Centennial activities. Thank you, Bruce Fisher, for the tremendous hard work that you've done to make sure that us minorities are represented in every aspect of the Centennial celebration. Great things will happen. Sit back and enjoy this special song. Thank you, Lord. Thank you for your help. Thank you for your guidance. And thank you for giving us an opportunity today to not only be proud of our city, but to show our pride by being kind to these people that have come from across the world to be here for this rowing competition. I've never seen a rowing competition before. But then this weekend, we have an opportunity to get a preview of the Olympics in the rowing. So if you go down there, it's free. You can stand by the Oklahoma River and watch the young guys and young ladies as they row by. It's a little windy, so make sure you take a jacket or something with you, but I don't have to tell you that. You know that. Don't do like I did this morning, ended up chasing my hat. I couldn't chase my hair, but I was chasing my hat to put it back on. Great things will happen as we listen, as we wait on that call, that very special call to come in. Promise you no more mistakes. One thing we'd like to point out, too, is that our dear Aunt Nancy, I don't anticipate her calling today because she's back in the hospital. And, you know, she had knee surgery not too long ago, but had complications have set in. So she's in the hospital, and then we got a dear sweet mom that's in the hospital, and we know that you will continue to pray for both of those and any others that you know who are in the hospital or are suffering an illness of any type. We want this to be a show that Mr. Gates over there at Gates Barbershop at 2609 will be proud of, that Chauncey Chardina's Daycare Center will be proud of, and that Hometown IGA will be proud of. But we have a caller on the line. I think we'll go to them now and see what's going on in their life. Hello, good morning. Welcome to the Clara Luper Show, where we're live and in beautiful living color, and we're so glad that you're a part of the show. How are you doing?
Morning, Calvin.
Yes.
Thanks for the opportunity to come on the show.
You sound familiar.
Yes.
Who is this?
I was out at the hospital a couple of times this week visiting with Miss Luper and just trying to get her advice on some issues.
Yeah, you sound familiar. You didn't tell us who you were, man.
Yeah, Roosevelt Milton.
The president of the Oklahoma City branch NACP Council, NACP branch.
Right.
All right.
Calvin, one thing I want to note is that certainly all Oklahomans are proud that this is the 100th year of statehood.
Uh-huh.
But you know, during that particular period of time, the NAACP had its genesis, and it was, of course, an era in which protest was needed because of how African Americans were being treated in Oklahoma. It's interesting to take a look at where we are now in comparison to where we were then, and the NAACP has noted that we are being left out of this Centennial Parade.
Oh.
when I
I
say,
thought we had. I thought there were going to be quite a few minorities in the parade.
well, you do have some minorities, but you don't have NAACP.
Uh,
NAACP has been in Oklahoma since 1913, and there's not that many entities that predate the NAACP that's going to be involved in this activity tomorrow.
yes. Well,
So
you know,
we weren't very happy with it. We really don't want to protest, but we do want to celebrate in our own way, and we will be coming down there. But you know, if you stop and think about all of the involvement that the NAACP had early on, and even now in this state, trying to make sure that justice
right,
is
and
a
equal rights.
reality for all of our citizens, we're still in the business. And we have been since 1913.
Well, Roosevelt, what can we do since we're not in the parade? How can we let our presence be known? Because I was
Well,
under the assumption that all the organizations, because I know the Youth Council won't be participating in the parade, but you know some of them may go down and look. But then it would have been. I guess we should have had a float. Maybe we just didn't get back in touch with them in time.
well,
Could it be our fault?
it could be that, but we wrote a letter to them 6 months ago.
Uh-oh.
They said they didn't get it, and we have to take them at their word. We gave them another letter. They did agree that the NAACP's 94th annual banquet, which is November 10th, would be a centennial project. So we do have some participation. We just don't have full participation. And a lot of our members are disturbed about that. You know, I could go on and on about the contributions that the NAACP has made, because this state had its genesis in a segregated mode, you understand?
Definitely.
The Constitution was written in that way.
Yeah.
And it was in Oklahoma that the grandfather clause was challenged in 1915 successfully. And of course, Oklahoma was right in the middle of trying to improve voting rights, even from 1915 on until now. So we were involved. We had Thurgood Marshall here in the 40s with Ada Lawrence
Scipio, yes.
That's right. Roscoe Dungy fought for fair housing for 50 years.
Jimmy Stewart.
And then Jimmy Stewart and Clara Luper
Mom, yes.
had our youth that established the city-ins, set a model for the whole country in the late 50s. So, and then it was in Oklahoma that we caused the government to agree to gerrymander some judicial districts so that black Oklahomans could elect our own representation on the judicial benches.
Mm-hmm.
That was just in the 1990s. So NAACP has been here fighting against injustice and against racial prejudice and discrimination. And we should have been in that parade. I don't really have any good reason. Nobody's told us why we're not in it. We're going to make another call today to Mr. Blake Wade, who is the
chairman of
director of the Centennial, see if anything can be worked out. But we're not asking for a big role. We're just simply asking for representation, Calvin. And so if we don't get that, then we're asking NAAC peers to wear your black T-shirts if you have them. If you don't have black T-shirts, wear a black shirt. And we're going to show up down there at 1 o'clock to celebrate in our own way if we can't get in the event.
Yeah. Well, I was getting ready to describe the route of the parade. Is there a certain place where you would like for the NAACPers to be, or just be spread out?
Yeah, if they could meet us at the NAACP offices at 1500 Northeast 4th at 12:30. We're going to try to organize ourselves so that we can be in attendance. We don't want to disrupt or anything like that. We're not going to so-called protest, but we are going to celebrate in our own way since they decided that we wasn't important enough to be in it.
Well, that address again was 1500 Northeast 4th Street?
1500 Northeast 4th, wear your black T-shirts if you got them. If you got NAACP T-shirts of any color, wear those. And we just want our presence to be known that we were here in 1907 and before. We're still here. And unfortunately, this is an example of, I guess, the kind of intolerance that Oklahoma started off with and still has. So it's a battle that we still need to win.
Well, it's so challenging. It's challenging being a black person because you have to stay alert for everything. No telling where that discrimination, that segregation angel, that segregation bug will jump up and bite you every time. And I was under the assumption that that the parade would be totally inclusive. I think the Langston band, Tulsa, Washington band. I thought it'd be a lot of black
Well,
participation.
those are the things that bother me a little bit, Calvin, is that no black organization, save for the Masonic Order, Urban League, and those folk were around in the early part of last century. But many of these organizations that are being represented, I won't complain about them being represented, but I certainly think that NAACP should have a presence in this parade, since we're not going to be allowed to do that, at least as far as I know.
But if
We're
you don't
going
know,
to be there and make our presence known.
if you don't know, who would know?
I don't know. I do have a invitation to contact Blake Wade today. He wanted me to do that after we had a chance to discuss it, and we did discuss it, and we decided to cancel our meeting for this coming Sunday in order to make our presence felt down there in a celebratory mood, but with the backdrop of not being allowed into the parade.
Okay. Well, thank you for sharing that information with us, Roosevelt. And our
Okay,
audience.
Calvin, we appreciate you, and just want to remind everyone that we are a centennial project for the banquet November 10th. And if you need tickets, call the NAACP office.
Now we need that number. What is that number?
236
236
2227.
1527.
Now, let me run that by you again. 236 2227.
Okay.
And if you forget, that's 23 NAACP. Now, a better number is to call my home at 427-1975. That's
Okay.
427-1975. Get your tickets. Youth tickets are $30. Adult tickets are $40. And you can also buy an ad if you want to for this very special souvenir journal.
Definitely. Okay. Thank you, Roosevelt.
Thank
You
you,
for that
Calvin.
information. And see you tomorrow at the NACP office at 1500 Northeast 4th Street, where we're
12:30.
12:30. Parade starts at 2, but by 2 o'clock we'll be somewhere down there to make our presence known.
Absolutely. We appreciate you so much, and y'all keep Miss Luper in prayer. When I saw her, she's looking good and feeling good, and I think it's the prayer that's doing it.
I do too, Roosevelt. Things are changing, but we
Okay.
appreciate your concern and your love and your prayers. All right.
Thank you.
I have another caller on the line over there. Didn't I? I lost the caller. Had the caller on the line. But you heard Roosevelt say that we learned something new on this show every day. I was thinking that my good friend Clarence Adams would be calling me by now, but he hasn't called. And I was waiting on Mrs. Hunter to call so that we could continue from where we were last week. On that. And last week was a very special week. That was Langston University's homecoming, and there were thousands of people thousands of alumni and family and friends that were out there at Langston. Guess what? There was no trouble. There was no fighting, no arguments. Well, I didn't hear any arguments. And Langston even won the football game. And I wish them luck for today's game, that they continue that winning streak that they have going. This part of the program has been brought to you by one of our new advertisers, and that's Jennifer Duncan with the Sculpture Fantasies Nails. She specializes in nail and feet care and acrylic nails. So her phone number is 370-2431, and she's located at 4700 Northeast 36. That's Jennifer Duncan with the Sculpture Fantasies. For you beautiful ladies out there that want to continue to look beautiful, let Jennifer give you a hand. Now, us young men, we know the Gates Barbershop there at 2609 Martin Luther King says up front, we make people beautiful. And you know what? They do a fantastic job. And I've seen them perform miracles. And, well, I guess it's not a miracle. They're just doing their job. But remember Gates, remember Sculptured Fantasies. Well, I'm looking forward to today's activities, and I know that you are too. There's something great that will be happening out at 36 and Post Road there at the park, I believe. They're having a big, sort of like a revival, and it should be exciting. So there's something going on good in this city everywhere, and you can be a part of it. You can be a part of it by being extra kind to those people that are obviously new to our city and would like to just see a smiling face, would like to be greeted right, and go from there. Nero, I'm waiting on you also, and we'll just take them as they come in. And I know I got a lot of new listeners, but I'll tell you about that before we get off the air. I wonder if speaking of organizations that were invited, I wonder if the Colored Women's Society was invited. Going from there. But remember the YWCA not only in your prayers, but in your donations. And it's something that you can do to YWCA at 16th and Martin Luther King. Stop by there and see what you can do. Volunteer. Let's get that roof fixed. Let's fix that building back up. Good morning. Who do I have the opportunity to talk with? How are you doing this beautiful morning?
I'm doing fine, and you, Calvin?
I know that voice. This is who am I talking with?
That's right.
Yeah.
This is Lady Ruth Hunter, and I want to say hello to you, and also to those who are listening to us in the radio line this beautiful, beautiful day. And I'm hoping that each of them are up and out and enjoying the beautiful sunshine, because it is a beautiful day and it's a warm day. And they're out praising and thanking the Lord that He's blessed us to see this day.
Now, it is a blessing, and it's a privilege and an honor, and we should do our best to make sure that we share that blessing with anybody that we meet.
Well, that is true, and I was listening to the program before you came on, the Breaks Waters program, and the message that he was giving the people, and the love that he was telling us that we need. And then the song that you played on your program this morning, it also should be an inspiration to the people to know that we are happy to be in the land of peace, no war, no fighting. And we should just praise the Lord and thank Him for us not being in war like the other countries that we read about. And you know,
well, Mrs. Hunter,
what?
I was wondering, in one of the papers they're beginning to talk about the city council election. I'm wondering if you made a choice yet, or if you have an opinion on the city council.
Well, did I have an opinion?
Yes, on Ward 7.
Well, one thing, I want to congratulate Willa Johnson for her accomplishments, and I want to also tell her I'm happy for the work that she was doing before she got the new office. And because I understand that she was part of getting 23rd Street beautified, and we're getting sidewalks all along.
We still
and
have
we're going to
do.
like and appreciate and like 23rd because we have sidewalks.
We still
However, I hope they do not stop there. Yes.
We still have a lot of work to do on 23rd. I came down there this morning, and there's still some repairs to be made on the south side, on the traffic lanes on the south side of 23rd. But I know that they will get to them, but when, I don't know. But
well, I am thankful because I noticed they're bringing the sidewalk all the way down to the bridge. So one thing about it, the kids will not have to be walking in the streets. They can walk on the sidewalk, and we won't have a lot of accidents and kids getting hurt by walking in the street. But I do hope that we will continue to put down some sidewalks, especially where children are going to school. And I'm looking at Page Street, where all those kids were going to school in the morning and coming home in the afternoon. And they're just walking all in the middle of the streets and all over the street. So I'm sure one day we're going to get a sidewalk there, so those children will not be walking in the street. And you know the thing about it, they're walking in the street, and you can be coming along, Calvin, and
They act
you
like
blow at them, and they look around at you and say, "Why are you blowing at me? I'm walking on the sidewalk." That's not a sidewalk, that's the street. And you have to wait for them to move out of the street so that you can go on up the street. But I'm sure we're going to get sidewalks also and continue to get them on the northeast side. And I noticed the bond passed, you know, our bond issues. And I'm wondering, I hope we don't be at the bottom of the ladder in this bond issue and getting all those gyms that they're going to build and put in the schools like we were when the air conditioning system came out. They put air conditioners in all schools, and one of our schools was the last school that they put air conditioners in. You know, somewhere down this tree of echelon, I hope that I will not have to be at the bottom of the ladder each time. I may not be at the top, but surely we could be in the middle. So I'm waiting to see what is going to happen since they passed this bond issue, because, you know, for several years they did not pass the bond issue. But they see the need for this maps for kids, and they passed it, and I'm hoping that they will have much success. And I hope they will not put the northeast side down at the bottom of the ladder. Put us in the middle.
Well, let's look at it as another challenge, Mrs. Hunter. There's the NACP adult branch that should have an eye on this. There's the NACP Youth Council that should have an eye on it. There are many other organizations that where the members come primarily from the east side, and that should keep an eye and make sure that the people that run the bond, do what they said they were going to do and make sure that we're not at the bottom of the ladder, okay? I think if we work
but
together,
that is
we
true.
can
And
do it.
Kevin, you know, I want to tell you about an experience that I had this week. You know, in my neighborhood here, there are some, I want to say young men, but they're not young men. It's a minister down at Marshall Memorial Church. Then there's a fellow who lives north of me. He's interested in young people, and they have been working with the young people all this fall. And they said that they want to help the kids get off the streets and give them something to do so that we'll not take part in the stealing and the robbing and breaking in that we read about every day in the paper. And they said they want the kids to come together and learn to work together with each other. And I do want to thank him for all that he has done, because he carried the kids to the rodeos, and he put them in the rodeos, and they are really, really enjoying it. And then I had an experience over that one of the boys' horses got out. I go over there, and there's a man, oh boy, that man is giving, there were 3 kids, 14 years old. And this grown man, oh, he was giving them up to him. So I said, what is this all about? And, you know, I'm thinking there is time that we should be trying to help children and trying to win their souls to Christ. We wonder why our young people do not go to church. But if you would have heard this man talking to those kids, even use curse words to those kids, you would find out why they would not be going to church. And the boy said, Miss Hunter, he cursed us. I said, man couldn't curse you because he said he's been preaching for 23 years. And as a minister, he wouldn't be preaching. And I told him, I said, why are you here yelling in your back and yelling at the kids? I didn't know you were a minister. I said, if they were hollering, surely as a minister, you wouldn't be hollering and yelling back. Tell me, I need to take my belt off to you all. And I need to do this. And if y'all don't do this, I call the city council on you. To me, he should have been counseling the young kids.
Well, that's the way a lot of people feel, because I think that you probably had that feeling also wanting to take your belt off when they blocked the street and you can't walk by. So he just had a moment that he just slipped and kind of lost it. And I think all of us have those type of moments at some time or other.
Yeah,
But then
but somewhere I think I wonder
train-
what is he telling his members? If he talking
Well-
to his members in his church like he was talking to those three boys, I wonder if he has anyone in the church.
well,
Because I felt if I was a minister, I would have been counseling with them and not saying the things to them that he was saying.
Well, all of us have a calling, Mrs. Hunter.
Well, I'm
It's
sure
been-
you do have another caller, and I
Yeah,
want to say hello to all of those who are sick and shut in, and you know who I'm talking about. And I hope that they will be up and out real soon, especially my friend Nancy Davis. She has been out of the bone in the Joint Hospital, and she's over here in Rehab Center, and I'm sure she'll be up and out. And I want to say, Nancy, I'm looking forward to you being out, and you know I'm looking for my friend Mrs. Luper to be home and happy and talking and all again.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it also, aren't you, for both of them?
And I'm saying hello to both of them, and may God bless you. And one thing about it, Calvin,
Yes.
everything that we do, we may not want to believe it, but if we put our hands in the hands of the Lord, He will help us, and He will bring us through.
Yes. Yeah, well,
And
we've
I
been
will
taught
see
that.
you at church, Calvin,
Yes.
on Sunday.
All
Don't
right.
forget, tomorrow is Sunday.
Is that Fifth Street Baptist? Or what
Try to go to church.
Is that Fifth Street Baptist Church?
That's your
801
Fifth
Northeast
Street Baptist
Fifth?
Church.
Okay.
Calvin, I'm going to be going to First Day of East.
Okay.
Right. So
Well-
I'll see you at Fifth Street, and I hope Fifth Street pastor will be teaching love and kindness.
Well,
and
I hope the same
telling
thing.
people how to get along. And not saying, if you don't do this, I
Well-
take my belt off to you, because I'm sure the church members will get up and run out.
No, he has
He
quite
could
a
tell me
belt, and
that.
he could use it. And probably some of the church members in every church probably might need a little belt at time, according to some of the ministers. But good things will happen if we all work together to make
But
our
I
city
bless-
a better place. Okay,
I want to
Mrs.
bless
Hunter?
him, and I pray the Lord to bless him and give him the Christianly thoughts and the Christianly act. I thought
Yeah.
that's what pastors are supposed to give to us.
Well,
That the life of Christ, the good life, the good life.
oh,
And
okay.
see you at church. Bye
All
now.
righty. Thank you. That was live and in beautiful color, Mrs. Lady Ruth Hunter, former educator, currently judge coordinator for the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant, currently a youth council advisor for the NAACP Youth Council that meets on Monday night at 2609 North Martin Luther King. Carla, thank you for your patience. How are you doing this beautiful morning? A little windy, but how are you doing?
Fine. How you doing, Calvin?
All right.
This is Clarence Adams.
Good.
With Adams and Son.
Adams and Son Barbershop?
Yeah.
Okay.
And, the Lord got me in a special mission right now. In October, we always have a men's day. This year, we got the whole month of October. However, we use 3 Sundays out of October. And men do the leadership in the worshiping of the Lord.
Wait, what church is this, Clarence?
Christian Faith Missionary Baptist Church,
Okay, where's that located?
500 East Wilshire.
Okay.
Reverend Eddie Baker is our pastor. And tomorrow at 3:30 we have some young men, some young spiritual men that is going to expound on the Word.
All righty.
And anybody that want to come and listen to some great speakers is tomorrow at 3:30.
Mm-hmm.
And Kevin, I just want to thank you for and I appreciate you so much for just stepping up in your mother's place and working with her program, because she have done a wonderful job over the years. And I just love her so much, and I just bless her. The Lord, we praise for her, and let her know that we're right there with her.
Okay.
I called her a few times, but I didn't know she was back in the hospital.
Yeah, well, Mom is she's a strong fighter, not only in public life, but in personal life. And so whatever it is, I'm certain that she will be able to, with the assistance of the doctors and the prayers and the Lord, that she will be able to win this battle also. And we look forward to her coming home. Now, Clarence, That's it. Now that's tomorrow, and that's at what church? I didn't get that down.
Christian Faith
Christian Faith.
Missionary
Uh-huh.
Baptist Church.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm kind of like I got my president of the Brotherhood here with me,
Mm-hmm.
and I was listening to Miss Hunter said she's gonna spank you.
She's
you
gonna take
better
off
stay-
her belt.
You better stay on the right track, because I'm right behind her, because we love Miss Luper, and we want you to do the right thing.
All right, Clarence.
Stand up there. Let me introduce you to my president of the men at Christian Faith Missionary Baptist Church.
Okay,
His name-
okay. Good morning, Mr. President. How are you doing?
I'm doing just fine. Hey, Kevin, this is a good friend of the family. I'm James Broyles, you remember?
Yes, James Broyles himself.
Oh, yes.
How's everything?
We're
I
doing
think
just fine.
think of Sergeant Broyles every time. I
Oh,
hear that
yes.
name.
Oh, yeah. That's my dad. That's Big
Yeah.
Daddy.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, and
He's quite
Well,
an inspiration.
like Brother Adams said, we're getting together. There's a Man's Day program. We do it annually every year in October, and we invite the public to come out and hear us sing and hear our speeches. And it's been very good and very enjoyable event for the youth as well as the adults to come out and listen to and hear.
Okay.
Our doors is always open to the public to come in and enjoy and worship with the Lord with us.
And that sure sounds like a great invitation, James Broyles.
Oh, yes, it is.
And my question is, this will be going on all month, each Sunday, or will there be activities during the week, or what is that?
No, it's just on Sundays
Okay.
at 3:30.
Okay.
And we see we got one started this Sunday. We got one going on next following week. And the following week, on the 28th, we got closing. It'll be all musical. We invited 9 churches.
Mm.
And there'll be a lot of singing and praising the Lord in His worship and honor.
All right. Well, there you heard it, ladies and gentlemen. Not only from Clarence Adams of Adams and Son Barbershop, also, but from Clarence Adams of the Christian Faith Missionary Baptist Church, where the men are in the midst of celebrating the men's role in the church every Sunday during the month of October. James Broyles, one of the deacons, the president of the deacon board, I think he said, will be playing a prominent role in that. Let's go by there, 500 East Wilshire, Christian Faith Missionary Baptist Church. All right?
I sure like it. Thank you.
Okay.
All right.
Did we miss anything, Clarence? Anything else we should tell the people?
Just tell everybody to pray for Sister Luper,
Okay.
because she deserves our prayer.
All right.
Everything that we can do for Sister Luper, we should do it, because she's done so much for us. She's done so much for me,
Yeah.
and we just love her. We pray to God that she'll have a speedy recovery.
All righty, Clarence.
Thank you, Gavin.
I'll make sure she hears this tape, and she'll hear you saying that.
All right.
You know, Clarence, every time I talk with you, I think about the many voter registration drives you've been a part of, and how you've opened up your business to the NACP and NACP Youth Council for any activity going on.
Yes.
And now we get an opportunity to do something for you, do something with you. And would you brag on your business just 1 minute? Because there's not too many businesses here in Oklahoma City where the sons and dads still work together.
You know, Kevin, it was a little old commercial that we made. I got all of my kids is barbers and hairstylists, and we made a commercial that said, I like the way they do hair at Adams and Son.
Okay.
And I just love that commercial.
Okay. Well,
We're
deservedly
going to
so.
try to take care of the public there.
Yeah, definitely. You help them make the American dream a reality.
Yes, sir.
Adams and Son, what is it, about 1,200 block? No, that's about
Yeah,
1,300.
1517 Northeast 2030.
Okay. All righty.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Doc.
God bless you.
All right. Keep up the good work, both at church and at work.
Thank you.
Okay. I told you earlier during the show that you needed your pen and your paper ready, because there are going to be some things that you had to keep write down that would be important to you, not only today, but during the rest of your life, especially this month of October. One thought that has come to mind is making sure that our community registers and vote. That there are thousands of you out there who know people that are not a registered voter. And we've got to make sure that we make our presence felt and seen during this Ward 7 City Council race that's coming up. Now, you pick your candidate, you pick the person that you choose to, but if you're not a registered voter, it won't do you no good to pick anybody. But good morning, caller. How are you doing this morning? Welcome to the Clara Luper Show, where we're encouraging you to be a registered voter. How are you doing?
Good morning, Brother Calvin.
Yes.
You know who this is?
Sound for me, it sound like my big brother.
Yeah, it's your big brother,
Okay.
Deacon Paul from 50th Baptist Church.
Right.
How's Mama doing?
Mom is doing a lot better. She looks good.
Yeah,
And
well,
she's
I
trying,
thought I'd
she's
ask, like
fighting.
everybody been asking me how she doing. I told them I'd find out this morning when I talked to my big brother.
Okay, well, we'll go by there after the show. But she's
Yeah.
fighting a good fight, fighting a strong
Well,
fight.
that gentleman that was talking to you a while ago, he said, asked him what could he do to help you in the show. I tell him what he can do is tell all the kids to stay out of gangs, stay out of jail, and treat them like they love them. And then that would be more to her than a prayer.
Okay.
Is to treat her kids right
Mhm.
on the street. Help them to stay out of gangs, help them to stay out of jail, and help them to stay out of trouble.
Well, the way Mrs. Hunter was talking, they keep walking in the middle of the street. We don't have to worry about them. We
Well,
another place for
well,
them.
if they walk in the middle of the street,
Just give them space.
there's a reason.
There must be a
There's
reason.
always a reason when they do something like that.
Yeah.
But it ain't no reason for them to be getting in the gangs. They do that because they want respect. They don't get no respect at home. And if we start showing them respect at home and giving them respect, they'll give us respect, and they'll stay out of trouble.
All right, Deacon Palmer, well, thanks so much. See you up at 5th Street Sunday. If I don't see you, we'll see you somewhere.
I'll probably see you Monday when I be coming home. You be coming out on Everett, sir. That's where we usually meet up.
Yes, indeed. All
So you
right.
have a blessed day, and I'm Port said it's supposed to be a meeting up there at the Freedom Center with the group, the first sit-down.
Sit-in is, yes, that's coming up.
Sit-in group.
We're in the midst of doing a movie, a documentary on that.
Yeah.
And I will tell you more after we've gotten a little further of it, and I've shown some of the copies around. But that is coming up. And Paul Williams was right there in the middle of it. You were in the middle of it with your prayers and all that.
Well, Port had more to do with it than I did. I did help her when she was down there on 1st Street down there, and Dr. The lawyer when they got him out of trouble.
Attorney Porter and all that.
And Dr. Okay, call his name. But anyway, when I'm helping to move from down there on 1st Street to over on 4th Street in the hole in the wall. Remember that little hole in the wall she was in?
Yes,
right
indeed.
across from the Douglas football stadium now
on 4th Street.
4th Street. I helped her to move all our stuff down there and put it in the hole in the wall. I don't know how she got all that stuff in there, but we put it in there.
Well, where there's a will, there is a way.
And I was working at the city sanitation department at the time. I stayed with her up until about 3 o'clock at morning, and I had to go to work for the city sanitation department that morning.
All right,
and I went to work, and then when I got to work, the man told me, Sister Clara Luper called in and asked, could you be off today? And they said they're back home. So,
boy, I tell you. Well, Mom has done so much for so many, and this is a time.
So that's the reason why I every time I have a chance to give her those flowers, I give them to her while she's living, because she always tells us, don't give me no flowers after I'm dead, because I can't see them and either
can't smell them. All right.
Give me my flowers while I'm living. So I tell her that's my flowers to her for today.
Okay, I'll make sure that she hears the tape, and I know that she will appreciate it. But this part of the program is being brought to you by none other than Merle and Hildred with Allstate Insurance, located at 730 West Burton Road. That phone number, 843-0811, for all of your insurance needs. Helicopter, motorcycle, boat, plane, car, and especially your life and your family's insurance, your home insurance, your renter's insurance. And we're fortunate enough not only to talk about Merlin's work with Allstate, but to have Merlin on the other line. Merlin, good morning. Welcome to the Clara Luper Show. How are you doing?
Good morning, Calvin, and the radio listening audience. I'm doing absolutely fantastic. The sun is shining, the wind is blowing, and it's a beautiful day.
Great.
I was calling in to do a couple of things. First of all, I wanted to thank the radio listening audience for the kindness that they've shown Mom during her sickness. And I want you to know that Mom is doing better.